right, so we're looking at the most hated character these days in Marvel Future Fight, Rachel Summers. And if you haven't caught up with it, it's essentially because by costing 4,500 crystals, unless you were lucky enough to get her from Dimension Mission contribution boxes, she makes what would otherwise be an almost normal cost epic quest with Havoc and Booba as the final prize much more expensive. So probably a lot of people are not really looking on Rachel Summers very favorably these days. She did get a new uniform. The uniform has decent optionals. It does give her access to a lot of new stuff. It gives her super armor, all defense, damage reduction. Like, it's a pretty substantial rework, but I think a lot of people are just looking at her and being like, screw you, you're screwing me out of almost 5,000 crystals. So yeah, they probably should have made some way to get her through the epic quest or reduced her cost by 50% or something like that. But yeah, she does also contain a good leadership now with her new uniform. So she has like arguably quite a bit of PvP value, but no PvP value for her is real and realizable until you get her artifact. So we did get her artifact. She revives with 30% of her max HP as a character who has a transcended skill, so an awakening. With a revive, it means that you're guaranteed to get at least one use of Phoenix Volcano, because when awakening characters die and revive, they can immediately pop their awakened skill. Now, the rest of her skills, in my opinion, don't really scream PvP. So yeah, she does have debuff cleanse there. She does have invincibility, and then she does have a V-pad with a 30% heal, but no iframe ignore, no reflect reduction, none of this other stuff there, and only one super guard break skill on her third. The other ones are just regular guard break. So yeah, in my opinion, they didn't really do enough for her kit, but we're going to test her out in PvE and then PvP because right now I do have an obelisk on her. So your main combo that you're going to want to do for her, if you're actually using her in content to deal damage, is you're going to do 3, wait for her to flip, and then 4, 5. Alternatively, you can do 4 and then the stuff that I just did there. So alternatively, you can do 4, 3, wait for her to flip, and then do 5. And really, the skill here that you're going to try to master if you want to get the most hits possible, you can see that was only 59, is you're going to try to delay that third skill cancel into 5. If you can delay it, look at that. You can get up to 78 hits. If you're early with it, then you're going to get about 60 hits. So it's almost like it's quite a bit. You see 60 hits there, and then if I can delay it enough, you get almost 80 hits. So it's quite nice. It is quite nice. You get almost 25% more hits. However, you do need to delay it properly. If you don't delay it properly, what's going to happen is your third skill is going to trigger your proc because there's hits right at the beginning once she does the little flip because she creates that little black hole. And then, yeah, when she creates a little black hole, then you don't want to trigger your proc on that. You want to trigger your proc on the 5th skill, and then you can actually move around with your 5th skill. I'll show you with the V-pad stuff. With the 6, all you're going to do is incorporate it. So you're just going to do 6, 5, 3, cancel, 6, 4, 3, excuse me. 6, 4, 3 very quickly, and then 5 at the end. So yeah, 76 or 120 hits is not bad at all. Let's see how her damage holds up here with a 40% fire damage, 140 proc obelisk. First up, we got stage 50 of Null. Let's see what she can do here with a 6, 4, 3, 5 combo. We can V-pad around while we're doing it, which is always nice. And then we just have nothing to do here, so we're going to try to dodge this. We did dodge it, nice. And then we go into this. So yeah, you can V-pad around, as you can see, while you're fighting, which is nice. She seems to have enough AoE. Oh, she does get knocked back. Okay. She seems to have enough AoE on her combo that you shouldn't worry about moving too far back. You obviously don't want to move too far back. I think you can maybe splash in the second skill. I missed my proc there. So yeah, you have to really wait until the 5th skill is basically off cooldown, because if you try to time it ahead by going into the 4-3, you're gonna miss it. I missed it again. Yeah, I don't know. I think she could be proc friendly. I don't want to say that she's not proc friendly at all, just because I'm missing. But I also think that you will need to do a little bit of practice to really get that timing down, because it's 25% more hits, right? It's not an insignificant number. So you are gonna want to hit that. It's probably less important if I'm giving you guys like the best tips that I can for playing her. It's probably less important to get your timing perfect for your awakening rotation, because the awakening skill adds like 50-60 hits. So you could probably do with being a little bit more aggressive there and not timing it so well. I mean, like, basically what I'm saying is cancel. You could cancel 3 faster when you have the 6 up. But yeah, without iframe ignore, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say here. Let's see see if we just proc on 6, what it looks like. Yeah, I figured that the 6 wouldn't have very good damage, to be honest. It looks really cool. Like, it's a really cool looking skill, but without having a really cool amount of damage, it really doesn't matter. So yeah. Well, you can showcase here that I can start the rotation, and then I can just drift away slowly. No, I can't, because she stops to explode. That's awesome. Thanks, Hope. Okay, that's crazy. We're going to wait for the Awakening to come online, just because it's so much extra damage. We did, yeah. So yeah, it looks like she can do this stage. This is pretty good for a 140 proc. It's a pretty low proc. I kind of expected her to struggle here. I mean, I don't think she's doing well, but I don't think she's struggling either. So it's just whether you think she's proc friendly or not, essentially, right? Some people will say she is, some people will say she's not. This is not bad, but her true calling, of course, is PvP. I just wanted to do a short little showcase for you guys in PvE. I don't think, like, realistically you should be... I mean, you can if you want, but I don't think you're going to get as much value from a PvE Rachel as you would for PvP. The good news is, if you wanted to build your rate, like if you're like, oh man, Rachel looks fun to play, like I want to build her for PvE, you don't need her artifact at all. So that's the good news, because otherwise she's quite an expensive character. The bad news, of course, is then if you want to use her for PvP, you basically do need the that thing there. So we're not able to interrupt him here. I mean, we can just showcase her dying and coming back to life. Oh shit! They don't do that anymore? Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, damn. Realistically, her calling is PvP, so you're probably gonna want to give her a PvP build. As far as what PvP builds I can recommend for Rachel without having tested them ahead of time, the staple of going for like a Mighty Authority and having her as like a second tier type character, not like the highest tier, but the sort of lower tier of PvP characters, I think is a reasonable expectation to have, that she could perform well there with the extra added damage reduction of a CTP of Authority with the steal effect. You could also go for a Mighty Conquest. I don't have one, but that's another option. And then finally, I think you could go for something like a Mighty Greed if you wanted to make her more of a threat, more of a glass cannon, especially if you're just trying to use her to, you know, get a kill on a sticky character that otherwise is very difficult to kill in certain scenarios, you know, like whatever, a revived Adam or a revived Jean in Alliance Conquest, something like that, if the timers are running out and you have like a Wolverine there, what have you. I think those three are the best options. I don't really think she's going to be able to have enough defenses to make use of a Mighty Refinement, but that's something that people could, you know, experiment with. And then I think that's basically it. But yeah, we're going to be rocking with an Authority here. I'm just going to re-roll it quickly, and then we'll see how she does. As for the rest of the build, I have 2 Heal Odin's Blessings, 4 HP Urus, and then the rest is just attack and crit damage. This is what her stats look like. Everything is essentially capped. We're missing about 3% on dodge, but that's okay. And then her stats, I'll be honest with you, are kind of low. She only has 95,000 HP. For a Universal especially, I find that to be a bit startling. If you take off her uniform, obviously they are going to drop, but she still has 80k here without the uniform. So I think maybe I don't want to say that they screwed up when they were doing the math on changing her to Universal, but Universals have some of the best base stats in the game. I think only second to combat types. So I just find her defenses and her HP kind of lacking. And to give you a more clear expression of what I mean, if you go ahead and compare her to Cersei, Cersei has 97,000 HP with my build here. Yes, she has 2 more Heal Odin's Blessings, but she has 0 HP Uru. And she also has a uniform, but keep in mind she's a Blast type, not a Universal type. And Blast types have lower base stats. But as you can see here, not only does Cersei have more HP, but she actually has more energy defense. She's got 29,000 energy defense, which is insanely high, to Rachel's 25. The only place that she has less defense is the physical defense. Now, I don't blame Rachel for having less energy attack than Cersei, because Cersei has that passive that gives all Eternals allies 30% basic attack, but it's sort of hard not to compare these two characters, and I do apologize for, you know, doing this here, but when they both have the same artifact that revives them, right? And Cersei came out 2.5 years ago, roughly, and Rachel just came out. You expect Rachel to just be like clearly above Cersei's level, and she's not. She's really not. Like, obviously Cersei's leadership is the only place where she loses against Rachel, because Rachel gives you debuff cleanse to all allies. Or actually, it might just be, no, it's just actually just Phoenix Force allies. So even her leadership is very, very niche. It's almost strictly worse than whatever else they would have given her, because if you're going to be using Rachel with Phoenix Force allies, you're almost always going to be using her with Jean, which means you could just use Jean's debuff lead. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. She gets no team passive the way that Cersei has one for Eternals, which on top of the 30% attack also gives them increased damage to villains and then decreased damage received from villains, which is an extra layer of defense. So it's just so weird. It just goes to show you how badly they're balancing characters these days. They really don't understand. Like, they really haven't gone and looked at the past. It seems like whoever's running the game now is not up to date with where we expect characters to be skill-wise and damage-wise, because you look at this comparison here and it's crazy. Like, how does Cersei have more defense and HP than Rachel, who comes out 2 years later and is universal? Plus, Cersei has an extra passive for all Eternals allies, and Rachel has nothing. You know, like, it's crazy. Sure, like, none of them have iframe ignore. Sure, whatever. None of them have, like, counterattack, reflect reduction. Sure. But they both have a high damage awakening skill. They both have revive as a passive. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, no, she also gives cleanse. Oh, my God. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. They should have done a lot more for Rachel. Not to mention the fact that Cersei's Cersei's like almost a free character. Cersei's basically a free character and Rachel is paid. Like, Rachel should be head and shoulders above Cersei, and she's just not. She's just not. So it's actually kind of depressing. In any event, we're going to put Rachel through her paces with Exodus support with the artifact and Colossus, and we're going to use her own lead so that she has debuff cleanse, and she's got that revive. We're going to do her a little bit on auto here so we can just see how pathetic this is. And then we're going to play her a little bit on manual, because I have seen some people using her on manual. Oh, she doesn't do any damage to Madeline. Wow, that's just wonderful. Great, guys, great. Okay, she's popping her awakening skill with the revive artifact. Yo, she doesn't do any damage to Madeline. Yo, that's sick. That's awesome. Right. Great. I'm glad the devs tested this. Holy shit, bro. How she's a universal. How the hell she's a universal and she deals no damage. Like, listen, I understand why you're seeing 1-1-1-1 or 3-3-3. It's because Madeline has very high resistances. But the point I'm trying to make, she gets obliterated. The point I'm trying to make is Rachel is the second most expensive character in this update, right? Before Madeline. Did they not do any testing on her in PvP to see if she was even worth it? They sold her uniform, right, as an upgrade. They sold her artifact as a must-have, and they clearly didn't do any testing because she's dog shit. Like, she's terrible. What were they thinking? No iframe ignore. She just stands there like a lame duck. Look at this. The only thing she does is her 5th skill. Oh, I can see damage, double-digit damage. Like, she doesn't do any damage at all to Madeline. At all. Right? At all. Look at this. And even with the awakening skill, this is insane. This is actually insane. Okay, there, she's doing a little bit of damage. Oh, no, it's back to the single digits. Yeah, that's just crazy. It just screams lack of quality assurance. That's what it screams right now. Okay, let's see her with a different team here. This is against Thanos, Farmer Thanos. We know and love him. Let's see how she does. Okay, he's gonna iframe and ignore the hell out of me in just a second here. Okay, she gets one tapped for 200,000 damage. Okay, poggers. She's popping her awakening. She's doing 500 damage. She's doing 400 damage. I'm logging in, bro. This is the best character ever, bro. What? This is amazing. I'm so happy we got this character, bro. She's so strong. Oh, let's switch to her. She got one tapped. Okay, true. I knew that was gonna happen. Don't worry, boys. Okay, I don't know why I didn't just lead with the awakening. Oh my god. She doesn't deal any damage at all. She just doesn't deal any damage to anyone. Like, regardless of resistances, she does not deal any damage. Okay. I fished for a really weak team. I put Mystique on the team as well to get some extra damage. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay, Rachel, you got this, honey. You got this, honey. Run away from him. Okay, he's gonna hurt you. You don't want that. Okay, she got one shot. She got one tapped. Poggers. Okay. All you have to do is kill Adam, sweetheart. All you have to do is kill Adam. Okay, that's right. By the way, they gave her a 35% chance to penetrate. It's just that I missed. So before you go screaming into the comments that I should have given her a mighty destruction because she needs penetration, my brother in MFF, okay, you know, she has penetration. She has it. It's just that she's dog shit, so it doesn't matter. I'm going down to the Wood League to find someone that I can fight. I'm going down to the Wood League, guys. This might be the worst character rework of the year. and we're in January. We're in February. This genuinely might be the worst character rework of the year. You know what's crazy as well is if people showcase a character against shit like Gore. Gore is like the old design of characters where they used to have no targeting. Gore is so easy to just bait out of attacks. Like, look at this shit. He's so easy to bait out of attacks. It's not like Adam who just comes in and one-shots you. Oh my god, he can't one-shot me. Does he not have enough Pierce? But yeah, just running away from skills doesn't make the character good, guys. You're just abusing the AI. Okay, can she kill him? She killed him, and now she's gonna die to his wake up. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Let's go, boys. I had to go down to Bronze League to kill 1 round of Adam. And nope. All right. Yeah, I think I'm done with this review. This is some sad shit. I have no idea. I think this is one of the worst reworks. I don't know. There's no point in continue. Like, there's no point in looking for more opponents. She's just getting obliterated. It's possible. Listen, I'm not gonna say that she's garbage for all game modes, but when you see how bad her damage is against 2 of the biggest metas, she's doing damage in the single digits and the double digits to add to Madeline and Jean. You just can't have that unless Madeline and Jean are both banned, right? It's like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. So yeah, there's a possibility that people will use her this month in Otherworld Battle once they start banning Madeline and Jean, because of course mutant characters' basic damage dealt increased by 250%, and you know, mutant characters, no, it's just that top one. The other ones are for humans. But yeah, they've clearly juiced Otherworld Battle this month for mutants. They just forgot that everyone's going to use Wolverine and Jean, so we have to deal with it for a week because there are no bans, and it'll take a while for that to sort of set in. It's possible she could make it into rotations for Otherworld Battle, but then again, there's like other mutants that are good too, like Magic for PvP. I don't know, dude. Havoc has high frame ignore at least. I don't know, dude. Did I waste 500 tokens on this shit? Maybe. Who knows? Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.